A bit going across straight to Nabila Jamal also, who is in fact tracking the ground situation. Nabila, what is the situation like in different districts, given that we saw this spiral really go out of hand yesterday with the police also lathi charging protesters in a district. Just give us an idea about how things are and whether things are being brought under control.
Right. Sneha, right now the situation seems calm because the Karnataka government has announced 3-day holidays for schools and colleges only because it had become a law and order situation which wasn't expected. But what we're concerned is that how did the Karnataka government not see this issue escalate so quickly? It smacked us on the face so hard. Girls were standing out wearing the hijab and insisting that they want to wear it inside classrooms. They were in fact trying to persuade their institutions, their managements for at least a week. When a week later, the boys came in wearing saffron shawls in a counter protest, and this happened for at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, we saw a massive showdown at the MGM college, which is just right up the road where I am, Sneha. In fact, prohibitory orders have been imposed in Udupi, section 144 in some parts of this area, particularly close to the MGM college, etc. Restrictions have been imposed only because of the kind of situation that escalated. You had boys with saffron shawls opposing the girls wearing hijab to enter college premises, and the girls were insisting, were even heckled by these boys wearing saffron shawls. On both ends, the students at max or at best are saying what they know or what they believe to be is true and is just. At the end, it's the court to decide whether a religious symbol is allowed inside educational institution or not. So long, if you ask me about Karnataka practicing or allowing hijab inside classrooms and colleges, yes, it was very much allowed. In fact, several generations of students have studied in government colleges, in private institutions in Karnataka, wearing the hijab in the past. So this rule that the government has imposed now, first of all, has been freshly issued. A fresh notification was issued on the 4th of February, where the Karnataka government backed the hijab ban entirely across government colleges. They say, the ban says you can wear it in private colleges if they allow you to, but not in government colleges. So this is a government stance. It's not an individual institution, let me remind you. This is what we heard one of the BJP spokespersons speak as well, saying that this is an individual institution. The Udupi government PU college individually insisted that the girls do not enter classrooms without the hijab. It is not the government's decision. Government has said there should be uniformity. But the truth here is, it's not just that one government college. That government college, Udupi government college, started off, and then you had a ripple effect. At least 6 government colleges in that entire region of Udupi told their students wearing the hijab not to come inside classes wearing it. You've got to take it off right outside college and come inside college without the hijab. So this was an order that they obeyed, that was given by the government of Karnataka. So this is the Karnataka government's mandate indeed. It's not an institution specific, but nonetheless, you had generations of students wearing the hijab in the past. So this is a new rule that has been enforced. Uniformity has been propagated by governments successive governments in the past in Karnataka, saying that there must be uniformity inside classrooms. Many girls wearing the hijab always had their personal equations with their school management and would somehow persuade them to allow them to wear the hijab, and it was based on your personal equation that you would be allowed or not. There were institutions that wouldn't allow it. In fact, let me tell you, I studied in a Christian missionary institution in Bengaluru, where they were outrightly opposing hijab inside the Christian missionary institution, and that was the case that was taken up in the Kerala High Court there, Sneha, if one remember. In fact, the Karnataka government has been constantly quoting the Kerala High Court's order on hijab ban, but that was a specific case when it comes to a minority institution. And then we're also talking about raising the issue of the Mumbai High Court issuing a ban on hijab, but then again, that also was specific to wearing a hijab inside examination halls. Hijab inside examination halls is not going to be allowed, is what the Bombay High Court says. But today, what the Karnataka High Court is going to be hearing is definitely going to be a landmark judgment, because it will be speaking of wearing hijab inside educational institutions pan-India. This could be certainly an example set anywhere else. If at all a row erupts, then this will be an example that will be taken up, which is why it appears that the judge and the bench that's observing this case also is wanting a more finer, detailed opinion on to try and understand how important is hijab to the Islamic faith, and whether or not not it should be allowed, and if it is allowed, then should we be allowing other religious symbols also, just like a hijab, inside classrooms? So this is a lot of deliberation to do, and it appears that both judges, thankfully, are on the same page when it comes to issuing an order at the earliest. They're wanting, because the situation is still very tense here, there is a 3-day closure for schools and colleges. One can't afford to prolong this any longer, Sneha, and we're really hoping for a judgment to come about at the earliest.
Well, absolutely.